Hey, what's up, TruExperience Nation? It's your boy, Richie McGaney. If you're new around here, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. As we're on a mission here, and it's simple. It is to help you learn how to experience your best life, as I'm learning to do the same thing. We're about wealth, health, and experiences. It's just that simple. What we do around here is I read every single day. I read these books. I take the nuggets from them, each chapter, every single day, and give back to you. All right, we kind of learn together. That's how this thing rolls, and it helps me learn it as I'm teaching it. Okay, so that's kind of the why I do. That's why I just don't read. And so we are just now starting. This is day 1, and we are going over the book, How to Be a Better You in 30 Days by Tiffany Malott. All right, you see the tagline down there. Use what you got to get what you want. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be covering a chapter a day over the next 30 days. They're short, they're sweet, and they're to the point. This may end up being one of the longest videos right here, and that's just the introduction to see exactly what this is about, what you're going to get out of it. Have you ever received life-changing information that you know was good? You're like, man, I'm going to do that. I need to do that. If I do that, things will turn around for me. But you don't ever put it into practice, right? You don't ever take action on it. You never get around to doing it. Well, I understand exactly what that feels like, and so does Tiffany, the author. And so her goal is to kind of be that for you, to help encourage you. There's an area that I like to call the 3 C's, and that is clarity, commitment, and community. All right, that's clarity on things that you want and clarity on the things you need to do to get what you want. Commitment on those things and consistency on those things. And then, of course, the third, which is community. All right, you need that person to lean on. You need that ride or die. You need that, consistent workout partner. That's somebody that is going to hold you accountable. That person you can reach out to when things inevitably get difficult on those things. Well, she and I want to be that person for you. That's the point of this book, is to share the things that she's learned and give back. And so let's talk about tip number 1, okay? The first tip, dude, if you want something different, you got to do something different. Let's go a little bit deeper with that. If you want to be better, or if you want something better, you have to be better. If you want change, right, you're just unsatisfied with what you got going on right now and you want that to change, guys, you have to change. This is an inside job. You are responsible for that. And this book is going to help guide us on how to get that. She wanted change. She made one decision of that change, and it changed the course of her life. She went from living a life of mediocrity to living a life of victory. And guys, understand something. Just because you want change, just because you want something better, that doesn't mean you're bad now. That just means you know there's something more out there for you. That just means you want to improve, and there's nothing wrong with that. Even if people don't get it and if other people don't understand, change anyway. It's for you, not for them. Inside job. So let me tell you just a little bit about the author real quick and what makes her qualified and myself qualified to share some of this information. Well, she grew up, she didn't grow up. She said she was born poor in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'm in the Carolinas now. Something we have in common. She graduated from Mississippi Valley, University, got a 4-year business degree, ended up working third shift at a factory, some kind of food factory in Memphis, Tennessee for 5 years. She was a supervisor. I was in Memphis for 5 years working third shift, something else we have in common. She was living a life which she considered to be just normal, average, ordinary, right? Like something we all going to be able to relate to. She had a Jetta, she had the apartment, she had school loans. She had the job. Nothing crazy about that, pretty standard, and I think a lot of us can relate to that. But she wanted something more, she wanted something different, she wanted extra income, and she did something different, and that different was she joined a network marketing company because she didn't want a job. She was already working third shift, and she didn't want to take away any more time from the things she liked to get the second job, but she wanted the income. Network marketing was the vehicle she decided to use to help her get that extra income, and it ended up growing to a 7-figure business. She is now since retired, And now she has, plenty of speaking engagements. She's an author. She's involved in other entrepreneurial activities, but she's also the editor and publisher of her own magazine, Direct Sales Diva Magazine, okay, which is just a magazine geared towards women who also work from home on their own time. Our stories are very similar with my wife and I, because we had the regular job and all the bills and the loans and all that. We wanted extra income, but didn't want to take time away from our family. Got two very active kids. And so we decided to do the same thing and make a decision to join our own network marketing company. While we're not a 7-figure earners yet, we're definitely on our way. We are 6-figure earners, and since joining have been able to stay at home and work full time on our own schedule, and that is a big time win for us. Okay, and so this is not a network marketing, work your own business. This is about improving yourself. When people get to this position, they want to help other people get there as well. So now she's reaching back. She's like, hey, I've made a lot of changes. I've seen a lot of growth. I'm a more balanced human being, and I want to be able to give back. The things we're going to learn are applicable in all areas of your life. And so if that's something that you're into and you want to stick around for, then stick around, because we're about to talk about the 6 areas that we're going to be talking about throughout the duration of this book for the next 30 days. She learned from a mentor that you needed to have a balance in 6 main areas of your life. If you lack discipline in any one of these areas, it starts to affect the others. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. I'm going to read them so I don't forget. Area number 1, in no particular order: physical and health, right? Exercise and eating. Spiritual and ethical, which is your faith and your core values and beliefs. We've got social and cultural. These are your contributions back to the community. Okay. Hopefully you're in a position, or you want to get to a position where you can just give value back to people. And then family and home, these are your relationships. Mental and educational, the philosophies and the personal growth, okay? The inside job, that's really what we're going to focus on here, we're doing right now. And then, of course, your finances and your career. I heard somebody say that, money isn't everything. It's not. Unless you don't have any at all. And then what? Money becomes everything, because that's all that kind of consumes you, or so you think. And so we're going to go into these areas, and it's about being balanced. One thing I want to point out, though, about balance, that does not mean, equal time in each area. That doesn't mean I got to work out for 5 hours. I got to spend 5 hours with my family. I got to spend 5 hours working. I've got to spend 5 hours reading for personal development. Balance doesn't mean equal time. It just means you need to be seeing growth, a conscious effort in every single one of these areas to continue to improve, so you can become a well-rounded person, and one area doesn't waver, right? If you neglect your health long enough, it doesn't matter how much money you got. We've said before, a healthy person has a lot of wishes. A sick person has one. Doesn't matter how much money you got if you're not around and healthy enough to do it. If your health is lacking, your relationships hurt, I know firsthand, because my wife was over 100 pounds, I was over 50 pounds, and we were wore out, we was tired, and it affected our lives. We started to get that in check, everything else started to fit back together. So keep in mind with balance, and that's the thing that we're going to do today. We want y'all to write down a goal in each one of these areas that you want to achieve over the next 30 days. Here's a goal-setting guide that she set. I really like. I've never heard it before, but it's called S.M.A.R.T. S.M.A.R.T. And it all stands for this. SMART. S, that it needs to be specific. Your goal needs to be measurable. Your goal needs to be attainable. Your goal needs to be realistic. And your goal needs to be time limit attached. The time limit is 30 days. One tip. These aren't results. They're actions. You can't control results, but you can control actions. This is very important. She don't say it in those words, but she gave her personal examples, and they were all action-based. And so that it's not, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 30 days. It's, hey, I want to get out and walk every day for the next 30 days. Do you see the difference? Not lose weight. We understand if you walk, good things that happen. She wrote those down. Now, she wrote them down, talked about programming your subconscious. We believe over here on this page and channel about your subconscious and programming it. If you don't do it, the negative effects and universe and the things out there, they'll program your subconscious for you. So take heed, guard it, program it yourself. She wrote her goals down like she was already doing them or they have already been attained, like in present or future tense. I do want to deviate from this just a little bit. Be careful about writing I am statements if they're not true yet. Example, like you writing, if you're not a morning person, you don't like getting up in the morning and you writing I am a morning person and you think you're just going to speak it into existence by reprogramming your subconscious to automatically do that, it doesn't work that way. On the inside, you're going to know that's not true and it doesn't magically change until you start taking action to become that person. My advice would be when you're writing down your goals is to write, I am committed to whatever the action is. I am committed to walking every single day. I am committed to getting up 30 minutes earlier so that I can, read 1 page a day. I am committed to, putting back $20 every single week into a savings account. Like, I hope that makes sense. Just saying, I am good with money. I am a money saver. When you're not, that's not true. You can't lie to yourself, but only so long. But you saying, I am committed to putting back money each week, well, that's something you can control. And so just take that for what it's worth. That's what we're going to do today. Again, this was probably one of the longer videos because we're setting the stage for what's going to come in the next 30 days. And these things are like 2 pages long. Like we're going to get in and out. I hope you're looking forward to this as much as I am. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're down for this, make sure to subscribe if you're on YouTube, like this video, share it out, and come back tomorrow because until tomorrow, I'm out.